I'm joined here with Anne Campbell. She's a self-publishing author, and today we are going to be talking about her book, Just a Bear, and the amazing backstory and inspiration that it has. The story is about your father, Jack Kemp, who is named after the school, or the school is named after him, and the amazing work that he did in World War II. So where did the idea of the Just a Bear book come from?
Well, when the school was built and named after Dad, they asked for some of his special treasures or things to be in the showcase there. And he gave them his teddy bear, which was about 100 years old then. It had been thrown out and given to him when he was little. And he had brought it to Canada with him. And I felt that the children in the school needed to know the backstory to that bear and the life story of it, because it had a pretty interesting story. So that was what prompted me to write the story of the life story of Just a Bear, which in turn told the life story of my father, Jack Kemp. And I thought it was important for the kids in the school to know that, and then it just sort of grew out of that.
Yeah. And instead of just, going to the school and explaining it in front of the kids, you decided to make a children's book. Why was that choice made?
Well, I had taught school for 23 years and taught young children and had read hundreds of stories to them, and so I thought it wasn't always something I thought I would do, but in those years I did think maybe I could try that. It's very difficult to get a big publishing company to pick you up, so I decided to do it on my own. So I hired an illustrator and a printer and decided to try to learn to do it on my own.
And you are reprinting, since all the ones you have are sold out, and you're going to make a couple changes to the new published book.
Right. I'm changing the title a little bit. It will be called Just a Bear and His Forever Friend. The story is basically the same. It still tells the life story of my father and the bear, but there are a few changes in it. After 10 years later now, I realized some things that I wished I had done differently in the first story, so I didn't want to reprint another lot of books that way. So I'm changing it a little bit, but it's basically the same story. I have a few new illustrations in it by the same illustrator.
Yeah.
But I decided I wanted to change it a little bit before I republished it.
And what's the significance of the bear?
Well, the bear had been thrown out before Dad got it. It literally taken out of the trash, given to him in the hospital, and they had no money much, and so it became a treasure to him. And this story started in England, and when he came to Lloydminster to work at the age of 18, he brought the bear with him. And then eventually the bear went through stages of its life where it was involved with my brother as a baby, and then eventually just got put away because there were no little children for it to be with. And so then when the school was built and opened, named after Dad, it was sort of an honor for the bear to get put in this showcase and in this place of honor. And so I tried to bring out the fact that Just a Bear was a treasure. And we all have treasures, and if I'm reading it to a classroom of children, then I try to relate it to the fact that they are also a treasure.
Oh, that's incredible. Really quickly before we run out of time, for when the book is republished, where can people go and purchase it?
It's for sale at Lloyd Wine Outfitters. It's also for sale at the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Centre. It's available from me. I often sell it at craft fairs and things like that.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing this amazing story, and the legacy that your father has left behind. It is a really big impact, so thank you.
Thank you.